Hello students, today I am here with the first story from the book Footprint Without Feet. The title of the story is A Triumph of Surgery. It's about Tricky, a small dog who is pampered and overfed by his rich mistress. He falls seriously ill and his mistress consults a veterinary surgeon. Does he perform an operation? Does the dog recover? Let's find out in this story. Before starting the story is written by James Herriot, who was a British veterinary surgeon and writer who used his many years of experience as a veterinary surgeon to write a series of books, each consisting of stories about animals and their owners. He is best known for these semi-autobiographical works. Now I am starting the explanation of the story. So the story's main characters are Tricky and Mrs. Pumphrey and the author. When Mrs. Pumphrey, a rich lady, takes her dog out for a walk, a nearby veterinary doctor who knows the lady sees the dog and is shocked as he sees that the dog looks like a bloated sausage with a leg at each end. He advised her to stop giving him unhealthy things to eat, but Mrs. Pumphrey is not able to refuse him. Soon he falls sick and the doctor is called. The narrator, Mr. Herriot, then somehow takes Tricky, the dog, to the hospital, even though he knows that Mrs. Pumphrey is not ready to leave her dog and nearly fainted just by hearing these words. Then he takes the dog along and puts a bed for him in his surgery. The dog doesn't move much nor eats anything for first 2 days. On the second day, he looks around and whimpers a bit. He wanted to go out on the third day and started playing with the bigger dogs when he was taken out. He also licked the bowl of other dogs clean on the third day. Then his condition started improving very fast. He started fighting for his meals with other dogs. Then, when his news reached Mrs. Pumphrey, she started sending him eggs as he thought that Tricky was recovering from an illness and needed energy food. Mr. Herriot and his partner started eating those eggs for morning breakfast. Then, for improving Tricky's blood, Mrs. Pumphrey started sending in bottles of wine, which was again consumed by Mr. Herriot. He used to take 2 glasses before lunch and some more glasses while having his lunch. Then, when she started sending in bottle of brandy for Tricky, that was the time when Mr. Herriot thought that he would really like to keep Tricky as a permanent guest in the surgery. Mr. Herriot used to really happy someday by having 2 extra eggs every morning, then having few glasses of wine in the afternoon and closing the day by having brandy at night. But then he took a wise decision and called up Mrs. Pumphrey as she was really worried, and on this side, Tricky was ready to be taken back home. Tricky was really happy to see his mistress and jumped into the car. Mrs. Pumphrey said that she won't be able to even thank him for what he had done and also that his surgery had been successful as Tricky was now cured. So this is the story. I hope you understand it. I am giving few word meanings for the difficult words. Please go through with the word meanings and read the story. Thank you.